and welcome to this prenatal yoga class made specifically for the second trimester, and it's going to be a relaxing class. So you might feel, as I do, that the first trimester you weren't feeling fantastic, you had a lot of fatigue, all of these symptoms which naturally allowed you to get some rest. But in the second trimester, our bodies are feeling generally a little bit better. We have more energy, we can feel kind of unstoppable, especially compared to the first trimester. But our bodies are still doing something incredible and creating a baby and creating all this space, and it does put our bodies under a lot of pressure. So I just want to make sure that you really are taking the time to rest and to relax, even if you are feeling pretty good or pretty normal. So this class is all about relaxation and stretching out the body. It's not going to be intensive. If you want to do it in your pajamas, you can do, and then head to bed straight after. All you need is a mat. But if you have any blocks, do grab those. If you have any cushions, grab those as well. Last thing before we get started is during pregnancy we have more relaxin in our bodies, which allows all those muscles to relax and open and create space. That this can mean it's easy to overstretch. So don't go too deep into these stretches. I just want you to feel the stretch and enjoy the stretch. At no point should you be in any pain, okay? So we're gonna start. If you wanna sit on a block or on a cushion, feel free to do so. And we're going to find a nice straight spine. Roll the shoulders down and let the hands rest gently on the legs. Close your eyes, and I want you to take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really engaging the diaphragm on the inhale, which might be a little harder if your baby's sitting high. And exhaling to relax and release tension. Slowly bringing your breath back to normal, in and out through the nose. You might want to place one hand on the belly, one hand at your heart. And just take a moment to visualize your baby. Connecting with your baby. And just remembering that you are sharing hormones and emotions during pregnancy. So we're going to set an intention for the class today, that I allow myself to relax so that my baby can relax. We're going to bring both hands to heart center, palm to palm. And we're going to rub the hands, making them warm. And place the hands gently over the eyes. Open the eyes looking at the hands and slowly bringing the hands down by the sides. Fantastic. And here, staying in our cross-legged position, you can remove a cushion or block if you're sitting on one. we're just going to take some little circles through the hips. Starting very small, and you can gradually get bigger if your body feels comfortable. We want to inhale as we come forwards and exhale as we come back, and leading with our chin. So chin comes out and chin comes in. Gradually making those circles bigger if it feels good in your body. And we're going to come back to center. And we're going to swap the feet. So crossing our legs the other way. And then we're going to make circles in the other direction. Starting small and gradually opening up. And just noticing if that feels different. It usually does. We favor always one side. And one more circle. And coming back to center. We're going to inhale, bringing both hands up above the head. We're going to exhale, bring your right hand to the left knee and the other hand gently behind you, looking over your shoulder. Breathing here, trying to keep the spine straight. Inhale, bring both hands up above the head. And exhale, other side, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale to reach all the way up. Exhale to rotate the wrists all the way down. Good. Very nice. And then we're going to move forwards onto our knees into a kneeling position. Good. We're going to rise up onto the knees. And we're going to tuck the toes behind us and sit back slightly to stretch the feet. So as we're getting a bit heavier, those feet are actually taking on more and more work, a heavier load. So just taking a moment to stretch them out. And then rising back up into a kneeling position, relax the feet. We're going to bring our left foot out. And your foot will kind of be at a 45-degree angle, flat on the ground. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, stretching down and through the side. So you want to keep your body in one line. We're not leaning forwards, we're not leaning back. Trying to find a balance between both stretches, so you want to feel it slightly through that inner thigh. And you want to feel it a little through the side. But we're still breathing. Keep the face relaxed, jaw relaxed. Inhale, rising up. Bringing your knee gently back in, swapping sides. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale to stretch down, finding that inner thigh stretch and finding a bit of a side stretch as well. Remembering our intention. I relax, so my baby can relax. Inhale back up. Slowly bring that knee in. Great. And from here we're going to come forwards onto the hands and knees. Good. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and spread your fingers as wide as you can. The more that we're pressurizing through the fingers, the less pressure is in our wrists. Good. And here we're going to do cat-cow. We're going to inhale a slight arch. Exhale, rounding the back, looking at your belly button. Inhale as you arch. Exhale to round. Good. We're going to come back to a neutral spine. And we're going to bring our big toes together and widen the knees around the width of the mat. Sink your hips back and down. And bring your arms out in front of you. Resting down into child's pose. And we're going to inhale, rising back up again. Knees come slightly in, wrists back under the shoulders. And just widen the knees to however feels comfortable, depends on the size of your belly at the moment. We're going to come back and down in some circles. So we're going to sweep the hips back and forwards. Exhaling as we come back, inhaling as you come forwards. This is also a great one if you have round ligament pain or pelvic girdle pain. Just ease those muscles. Slowly change direction. And then coming back to center again. Find your original cat-cow position, wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just stretch out one leg. And I want you just to rock backwards and forwards so you can find that kind of calf stretch. Breathing. And slowly bring the knee back in. Let's stretch out the other side. Especially if you're doing this just before bed, if you stretch out your calves, you might get less leg cramps in the night. So it's always important to stretch out our legs before bed. Good. And from here we're going to widen the feet out as far as we can to see if we can come into some deep squat. If this is difficult, you might want to hold on to a block here to give yourself some extra height. So you're finding your way into your deep squat. If you're on your tiptoes, that's also okay. And I just want you to rock a little from side to side. making space in the hips. And this is where our bellies look so round and squished in this position. Good. And if you're fairly deep into your squat, you might want to use your elbows to kind of ease one side and then the other as you switch from side to side, waking up the hips. Good. From here, we're going to bring our elbows onto the thighs. And we're going to rise with a little strength here, halfway up. And just breathing here. We've got so much more blood in our bodies, it's easy to get lightheaded, so just take a bit of time. And then walk your hands up your body until you come to a standing position. Bring your feet slightly in, but still comfortably wide, and we're going to take some big circles through the hips here. Good. Moving gently with intention. You can hold your belly. Slowly go around the other way. And back to center. And we're going to just sway the arms a little from side to side, looking over the shoulders. Really nice. Good. Coming back to center, we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale down into that squat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Sorry, my clicking. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. And then come to sit back down onto the mat. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And if you're finding it hard to be in this position and keep a straight spine, you might want to sit on a cushion or on a block. That will give you more straightening through the spine. And here we're going to bring our hands together at heart center. And we're going to exhale, come forwards like we're swimming breaststroke. And inhale, open wide. Looking up. Exhale forwards. Inhale to open. Moving with your breath. Up to a straight spine, relax the arms down. We're going to bring our right foot behind us, bending the knee. And we want to bring our knee and foot together. We want to look down and see a triangle shape between our legs. And we're going to engage that right leg so that we're pushing down through the foot, through the leg, engaging these muscles, engaging the glutes, and your body will naturally want to twist gently to the side. Exhale as you relax back down. Inhale, engaging your right leg, looking over the shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale, engage. And just continuing that movement with your breath. And we'll just do one more of those wherever you are. And then we're going to bring both feet out in front of us. And we're going to bring our right foot in, the other foot behind. So we're going to do the other side. And we're going to inhale, engaging the leg, looking over the shoulder. Exhale to relax. Moving with your breath. I relax, so my baby can relax. Do one more wherever we are. Good. We'll bring the feet out in front of us and hands just resting behind. And we're just going to let the knees tip to the right and tip to the left. Windscreen wipers. You can kind of massage your glutes into the mat as you do this. And we're going to come back to center. And we're going to place our right foot as it was before, so your shin is parallel to the front of your mat. And you're going to bring your left foot, your left ankle, on top of the knee. So if this is feeling much too tight and uncomfortable, you can bring it onto the calf. But it's normal that you have a gap here. Good. And it might help. Do you want in your bed? In your bed. Good girl. Good. And we want to just straighten out the spine, so you can use your hands either side your fingertips. Inhale to open the chest. And exhale to fold forwards ever so slightly. It doesn't need to be a big movement. We're just going to breathe into this stretch. You might rest your hands gently on that top leg. Right, gradually lean forwards. And remember, in pregnancy, we're not going deep into stretches. We're very gentle and intentional. And we're going to inhale, rise up. We're going to swap sides. So you're going to place your left shin parallel to the front of the mat and the other foot on the knee or on the calf. Good. First, we're going to find a nice straight spine. And then exhale, relaxing into the stretch. And then we'll inhale to straighten up. And bring your legs out in front of you and just give them a shake. Good. Really nice. Good. I'm just going to rotate through the ankles. And taking the ankles in the other direction, just making some circles. Bring your feet back to center. See whether you can spread all of your toes and then clench the feet. And apologies if this is out of shot, it might be. Spread the toes and clench your feet. Spread your toes. Clench the feet. Really nice. Good. And from here, we're going to come into frog pose. So we're going to come onto the knees, hands and knees. And we're going to turn so that you're facing the side of the mat like I am at the moment. You want your wrists on the front edge and your knees on the back edge. And then you're going to widen your knees as wide as they will comfortably go. And then you're going to make a right angle at your knee joint and a right angle at your ankle joint. So my knee is a right angle and then my toes point out on both sides to make a right angle. And I lower down onto my elbows. Breathing here. If you're not feeling a stretch, lean back with your hips slightly. Breathing. And relaxing into the stretch. And remember, we're not going into the deepest version of this stretch, so if it's feeling a little too much, just bring your knees back in again slightly and adjust. You might want to stack your fists and rest your forehead. Or you could grab hold of a cushion, as I will demonstrate, to support your chest. And then you can lower down your upper body. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths wherever we are here. And then you're going to slowly bring your feet in Rise up onto your elbows, bring your knees in together, and come to sit down on your mat. Really nice, well done. Good. We're going to lie down onto our back very briefly. So lying down. Good. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest nice and wide. And just rock gently from side to side. Massaging the lower back. Maybe massaging the glutes slightly. Good. And just bringing both feet flat onto the mat. Rock over so that you're lying down. And in this position, we're going to prepare for Savasana. So if you don't have any cushions or supports, you can use your elbow for your head and knees together. If you do have cushions and supports, have one for your head, and you can use one between your legs. And if you happen to have a bolster or a pregnancy pillow, you can hug onto that as well, just as a additional comfort. So your Savasana might look something like this. And I'm going to go into relaxation for Savasana. If you want to pause the video here and get into bed or get more comfortable, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, staying where you are, we're just going to take a moment to relax the body. So getting comfortable, closing the eyes, and taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sighing out on each exhale. And with each exhale, allow the body to relax. Muscles release tension. And as you relax, you might feel that your baby becomes more active. Reminding ourselves of our intention. I relax, so my baby can relax. Allow your head to feel heavy and the muscles around the neck and shoulders release. The muscles between the eyebrows and the cheeks and the jaw relax. The arms feel heavy and tension releases from each finger. Our spine relaxes. And our hips feel heavy. All the muscles through the thighs and the calves release of tension. And the feet are heavy, with every toe relaxed. With each exhale, imagining that your body is heavier. You can imagine that you're made of chocolate and you're melting in the sunshine. And here, focusing on your breath with curiosity, noticing when inhale turns into an exhale. And when an exhale turns into an inhale. And you can either watch the breath here or count the breaths. And whenever you feel distracted, just slowly bringing yourself back. Enjoy your Savasana, and looking forward to seeing you in another class soon. Namaste.